Hey everybody, this is Young Living Diamond Sarah Harnish, and you are on our boot camp page for the Game Plan Oils script book, and I'm so excited that you have popped in to hang out with me for just a few minutes. We're going to go through the workbook tonight, so this is pretty cool. I hope that you enjoyed the content from the Oils and Emotions class, the Feelings class. It's 109, which means we are only 3 scripts away from being at the halfway point of boot camp. So I hope that it was just a huge blessing to you guys to be able to have it to share with your team. So if you're wondering where we are following the Game Plan Oil script book. I just grabbed the mini real quick because it's easy to tell you all the classes. They're right in the front cover. So we've already done Oils, Thieves, Ningxia, CBD, the kids class, and Fearless. And we also did Oils of the Bible, the Raindrop class, and then this week, the Feelings class. So that means on deck next Tuesday is the Gut Health class, which I love that class. It's so rare to have a class on gut health in an oils book. Actually, I've never seen it done yet, so I'm pretty stoked about it. And then after that, we've got supplements, enzymes, the skin class, and the hair class to round out the month of July. So a lot of really good topics coming up. Make sure you guys invite your teams, share the videos if it's something that you really enjoy or a topic that really blesses you and your team. But if you're looking for momentum post-convention, you have found it in the script book, because whenever you do product education, you're going to see OGV growth. All right, so let me share my screen. And I'm just going to open the workbook up right in front of you guys. Let's do a quick screen share. And oh, look at that. That's awesome. Looking at you guys. So let me go over to the workbook. And if you have not picked up this bad boy yet, it is in a couple of different places. You can find it on Amazon. So if you go over to Amazon, it's right here. If you leave me a rating, that's a huge blessing to me. Thank you so much. Another place you can find it is if you go to oilabilityteam.com. You'll see it right up at the top. You just click on it, or you can go to the shop button and that'll take you right to all of my stuff. But you click on it and scroll down, and here's the workbook. So we've got the Oiler edition, the Teacher's edition, the workbook, and the mini all in one place at oilabilityteam.com. We even made an easy button, and you can go to all 4 of them in a bundle discounted. So that's a really good place to lead your leaders because it's all in one spot. So what did the workbook cover? There's key points from the class, action steps to become an oiling pro, some diffuser recipes, loyalty rewards ideas. There's a checklist of products mentioned in the class, bonus training, not in the script book, which is one of my favorite things from the workbook, a DIY craft from the class, affirmations, journaling, and then a little brand partner corner that helps you track your training. So there's a chart for following up, invitation lists, tracking training of your team, and who's had which class. So it's just a really, really good resource to take that class and just flesh it out for your team. So I'm going to take a quick look, because I haven't actually looked. I just flew to Missouri and back in 24 hours, but I just want to see what's up here so far. So if you go and you click on the script book page, you'll see 101 Oils, Thieves, Ningxia, all the ones we've already done. And let me just take a peek here. This is the landing page for the Feelings kit. And we've got the blank PowerPoint, the full PowerPoint. We've got the divider and the coloring page. We've got class graphics for you to market your classes with. And we're going to keep loading more and more and more on this page. So I pray that it's just a blessing to you as you are teaching and training your teams to have media resources. You just download the PowerPoint in 2 minutes or less. You grab the Teacher's Edition and pull out your script book pages for that class, and put the PowerPoint up on a TV screen with a little HDMI cable, or play it off of your laptop, and bam, you look like you have a powerful presentation that's been polished, it's professionally designed, and you just look really sharp. I got to show you one of my favorite moments from the class the last time. If I go into the Feelings kit final slides, we talked about Gary Young. We opened the class with a little fun and mispronunciations of oils. So I'll go pull videos from Young Living and put them in the PowerPoints to make you look good.
Did you make these up, or are these actual words? No way. Okay. Helichrysum.
So we did a little bit of that, and then we went through all the main topics in emotional release. So our oil's just a pretty smell. The tiny molecules do what? Oiling on autopilot. What's in the Feelings collection? We went through each oil in the Feelings collection. This was one of my personal favorite videos, is the one on a Lang Lang. Mostly because I love the song. It's a heart note. A little training on a lang there. If you missed it the first time around, this is a great video. But we also hit on some really powerful topics in oiling, like what happens when you're doing emotional release, what happens to your brain. And we talk about forgiveness oil and gave you a whole protocol, Gary's protocol, actually, Gary's emotional release protocol. And then we played an old Gary video, talked about how oils work in the brain and how we're always on overload today and how emotions work in the human body, that it's designed to protect itself, and that emotions can actually affect your physical body. So if you're having a physical response, you can have a physical response to something you're feeling emotionally. Do you forget the memories that you have? Then we talk about 2 different types of other emotional releases. So we have Gary's protocol. Then we just kind of talk through assisted and unassisted emotional release. So unassisted, using Carolyn Means' book, How Do I Know What to Do? How do you know which oil to use for which emotion? We talk about purposeful emotional oiling and how you can do it yourself. Words of Life. And then I give you a couple of resources like Dr. Louise Hay's Heal Your Body book. We talk about scriptural references to Words of Life. And how to identify what your emotional patterns are. I did a little tease of the Aroma Freedom Technique with Dr. Ben Perkis and Carol Truman's script, and we actually spoke Words of Life together in the class. And then I gave you all the tools for emotions in one place, ended with the DIY, the apply it section, and that was the end of the class. So it just, it's a wonderful PowerPoint, and I hope that it's really something that's easy for you guys to use with your teams. Let me pop over really quick here. I'm going to stop my share and just make sure I'm checking out your comments. And I will make sure that, whoops, hold up here one second. Easy for you guys. Oh, I am like clicking on my, I don't know how to stop it. Stop all the talking. And I will. There we go. I will make sure that. Okay, I'm going to close. I've got Sarah's going on everywhere. There we go. It's like it's standing in a hall of mirrors with all the Sarah's going off. There's some autoplay feature on my page now that's just like playing everything right away. But yeah, such a blessing. That's awesome. Love this class. Where do we find the PowerPoint on your website? You just go to oilabilityteam.com and you can click on, there's like 5 ways to get to it. But if you click on the scriptbook button, which is under share, it'll take you right there. So really, really easy to use. It's free, guys. It doesn't cost you anything. My site is not a subscription site. It never will be. It's just, I generate tools to try to make it easier for you guys to be able to share. So we'll have these PowerPoints professionally designed for you. We have a whole team behind the scenes working on all the design work. And then I will pull videos off of Flickr and all of that because it's free information. It's not stuff you guys are getting charged for. And then I'll insert it into the PowerPoint to just make you look really, really good. All right, let's pause here. We're going to go into the workbook content for tonight. I'm going to do another screen share. And I'll move very quickly through the workbook. It's not designed to sit here and do a whole emotional release session while we're doing the workbook. It's to give you some ideas on how you can utilize the class. I mean, the goal of doing product education is to increase OGV, right? So how do you get people increasing OGV? Well, they could order the feelings kit and do Gary's protocol. That would be a really good way. Or they could add some extra emotional oils to that kit, and they could do an assisted emotional release if they can find somebody near them that can do raindrop, or they can do the raindrop class and teach somebody near them how to do raindrop, because it's very, very simple to do, and use the emotional oils. Or they can order some of the oils that they feel really called toward and do an unassisted emotional release on themselves. So there's so many different ways of utilizing this information. So obviously they've got those tools at their fingertips, but let's dig even deeper into ways you can really tear the script apart. So we always open with a coloring sheet, and actually my oldest son hand drew all of these sheets. He hand drew all of the plants. So he took the pictures, the photography that we had on each of these plants, and he hand drew them. It took him almost 4 months to do it. And he's actually downstairs right now. I should steal him and have him say hi to you guys. But so these are coloring sheets. And if you're ever wondering how to use them, you just go over to my website and you can see the full color versions. So you know which color to color it in, but you're training your team on what the plants look like. They're coloring them in. So they say, oh yeah, ylang ylang, that's in the emotional release oils. And so is spruce and geranium and jasmine. And they can learn a little bit about, about the plants. So it said that as much as 90% of sickness and disease has an emotional root. And I believe that so deeply. Yet emotions are something that we seem to dismiss. A tear on the cheek, an ache in the heart that paralyzes us, a word that must be spoken, deep, deep grief, depression so intense that we can't get out of bed, anger, pain, lack of forgiveness toward another person. And it cripples us and it keeps us from our potential. So to me, this topic is one of the weirdest in all of Young Living, save maybe studying frequency. That one was definitely really weird too. But I found that when I was intentional with my self-care, I could handle the pressure of everything around me with a lot more ease. So it does make a difference when you want to backhand your kids, but instead you go reach for stress away and take 60 seconds and just breathe it in. It makes even more of a difference doing a 30-day emotional release, self-release protocol that takes less than 5 minutes of bedtime. Most of those take less than 2 minutes. But sometimes we get so caught up in how we feel that we don't take time to change how we feel. We just sit in how we feel. So I'm really hoping that this content gets you guys to pause when you're having those really intense emotions and do some things that stop the action that is causing the frustration. So may this class help you not just sit in those emotions or be too busy to take some self-care time for you. So let's jump into some key points from the class. Hey guys, totally awesome. Right after I mentioned this, he walked right in the door. So do you mind just waving, give him your finger? That you have a huge fan base on right now. This is a big deal because my son is very introverted, so getting him to come over is hard. But I was just
social anxiety is more than just introversion.
Only 75,000 people. It's not bad. There's not 75,000 on. I was showing off your feelings kit drawings, so I've got it up. I'm doing a screen share right now. You can see it. I'm doing a screen.
I saw enough of it. I really did.
You hear the sound of his voice.
Yes,
No,
it's deep, manly.
It's very manly voice.
Very deep. It echoes off these walls.
It's so manly. He's like Thor from yeah, and you should see his muscles. They're bigger than Thor's muscles. They're just huge muscles. But no, my oldest son, Gabe, is the one that hand drew all of these worksheets. So
no, I will not.
Will you give him your hand? How about your hand? That's his hand. There you go. You met my son. Yeah. Stay right there because he's leaving and I have to give him a hug. Hold on one second.
Why? What the heck?
I love you. Thank you for coming over.
No problem.
Yep.
I finished, so I'm gonna go work.
All right. I love you. I'll check in with you later.
All right.
All right, guys, back into the class. Hey, you got to see Gabe's hand. This is a big deal. Do you want to see what he looks like? I'll show you guys a picture of my son. Let's see. He's an introvert, and I love to respect my introverted children and not make them do things that they don't want to do. Oh, you know what? I probably got it saved under Gabe. Let me show you this here. Gabe. Oh, here we go. You guys, many of you guys have heard Gabe's story because I told it in game plan. This is when he was very little. So that's Gabriel and his brother Isaiah. Isaiah just got engaged. And I was helping Isaiah's bride-to-be to get her wedding dress yesterday, which was pretty special. Here's Gabriel. Let's see, find another picture. Here's another picture of Gabe. He's a little bigger and more manly now. He's filled out a little bit, but that's when he was 14, 15 years old. This is my son. He went to a special school for kids that are on the autism spectrum. And this is the day he stepped off the bus, and his second born brother, the one that's getting married, hadn't seen him in a year. So that was him just wrapping his arms around him and just weeping on him. And just to put this in, you guys are on your, I'm an introvert too. Hi, Gabe. Hi, Gabe. I'll make sure that he sees it. I absolutely will. I got to show you guys. You go to Sarah Harnish here. Actually, I think I have it on this page also. If I scroll down a little bit, this is my son, the second born son, not Gabriel. Gabriel's already married and has 3 kids, and I'm a grandma. I'm a lolly, but this is my second born son and his beautiful bride. And she just got her dress yesterday. So excited about it. We got 2 weddings, 3 weeks apart this year. It's going to be really interesting. All right, let's jump right back into the workbook. I had to pause for a little bit of family time. Thank you, Renee. She says your kiddos are amazing. We got 5 of them, and it's crazy It's crazy how fast they grow, guys. It's so quick. Janet says, Gabe, great job on the drawings. I'll make sure that he hears that from you because he's such a sweetheart and he's so gifted, just so gifted. But you know, your kids, you want to draw some of those things out in him. And, you know, he's helped me create a book that's going to bless millions of people. So let's talk about the key points from the class. So these are things that you fill in off of the lecture. And so I'm not going to go through all of these, but I ask questions like, which oils come in the feelings collection? Complete this statement from Gary Young. When you're a child, and he's talking about inner child oil. And then we go through what is Gary's emotional release protocol, list the steps. Molecules are smaller than viruses. Essential oils assist with emotional release. So what happens when the body feels an intense emotion? How is the body designed to protect itself? So it's not like, what color was this person's shirt on page 83? Like, we're asking really deep questions about emotional release to get people to think about things. Like Gary's quote, 99% of emotions, and then you fill it in. They have a physical root, right? Or the physical stuff has an emotional root. So list the steps to do an emotional release on somebody else. After about 15 minutes, what happens to your cell receptor sites? Which oil should you use if you're argumentative? She's actually going to go into the script and you're going to be using some of Carolyn Mean's content there. So point 2 out of 10 are some action steps to become an oiling pro. And there's 2 chapters in the book where I've got you doing a lot of hands-on stuff because these are just really hands-on protocols. So the first chapter was the raindrop chapter. This chapter is the feelings chapter, and it's, you got to get the oils on your body for this stuff to work. So what I have you doing is going through and just kind of checking off as you're doing each of these protocols. So let's try emotional release all the ways, but in baby steps. So each of these suggestions will get progressively harder. So for somebody who's just starting, what would this look like to do this for 30 days with your team, where you get progressively more difficult with the things that you're doing so that they're so well trained in emotional release and they understand all the reasons why it works. So the first one's drop an emotional oil on your feet right now. So you just lean over, grab an oil, you got really close, you just grab it and you drop it on your feet. Super easy, right? Next one is pick an emotional oil and put it in the diffuser. My oil today for emotions has been peace and calming. I've just been so weepy the last 24 hours, just getting to see my second born son all the way in Missouri and then coming home and helping my daughter find her first apartment today and having some time with my oldest who's married, and I don't get a lot of time with him. So I get all sentimental because I know that we're in a season where I'm, 3 years from empty nesting, and I've been raising these babies for 23 years. And, it's hard on a mom as the changing of the guard happens and the house gets quieter and quieter. So my oil that I found a lot of release from today was peace and calming. So pick an emotional oil and just get it in the diffuser right now and just get it next to your bed. Here's the next one. Put an emotional oil in the diffuser for the next 7 days, especially before you fall asleep. So not just any oil. You're not just grabbing a citrus or, just grabbing a tree oil, but you're grabbing something specifically for an emotion, and you cross it off after you do it every day for 7 days. The next one is practice speaking life. So these are all concepts right out of the script book and script 109. If you're constantly negative or sarcastic, know that you are operating outside of scripture. You cannot be Christ-like and sarcastic to those around you. So start taking a mental inventory of your speech and practice speaking life instead, even if it feels strange to start. Next up, do Gary Young's feelings collection protocol for 30 days and mark each day here. So every time you do a feelings collection, you cross it off. And that feelings protocol takes maybe 60 seconds to do. It's really easy. You're dropping oils in the crown of your head, you're rubbing them in different places of your body. So as you do it, you cross it off. And what you could do is if you need a quick way of getting the feelings protocol, you just go into the PowerPoint, you can download it, bring up Gary Young's slide. And you guys can even do this right now. I'm going to go to slideshow and do from current slide. And you could literally just take a picture with your phone and keep it close to you so that hey, these are the steps: valor on the feet, harmony on your crown, forgiveness on the navel, etc., release under the tongue, present time thymus, inner child on the crown of your head. So then try VitaFlexing the feelings collection on your feet every night for 7 days. Now that's something I didn't train you to do in the script, but it's another way that you can get those emotional oils into your body as a self-release. Next up is VitaFlex your feet again, but this time when you're doing it, use Carol Trueman's script, the one that we prayed at the very, very end of the class last night. It was very powerful. Next up, do an emotional release session on yourself using the protocol in the protocol section at the back of the script book. And we talked through that. That was your unassisted emotional release. Next up, get good at reading emotions. I want you to keep a log of your own emotions for a week or more. Maybe you write down one emotion you have every day, or maybe you've got a little bit more time and you write down 5 emotions that you have every single day. And if you need ideas on which emotions you think you're feeling, get Carolyn Means' book and just flip through the emotions and you'll be like, oh wait, yeah, I felt that today. I felt this today. I felt that today. So just keep a log so you know what to work on. You're basically self-diagnosing emotions. So next up, start learning what the different emotions are. I recommend buying 4 books and reading them cover to cover. So you can see each of these get progressively more difficult to do. Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils by Dr. Carolyn Mean. Feelings Buried Alive Never Die by Carol Trueman. The Aroma Freedom Technique, Using Essential Oils to Transform Your Emotions and Realize Your Heart's Desire by Ben Perkis. And then Heal Yourself was the 4th book. Then do a full emotional release on someone, putting them on a massage table, a bed, or a couch, just as you would do a raindrop, but do it with the emotional oils. And then the last thing, start building your emotional oils collection. I would begin with the feelings collection, but then I want you to add the blends that Gary created for emotions. And now we can add some of the new ones, like the collection that Mary just came out with at convention. The collection on with the divine oils in it that raise your frequency. So we got Rise Up. That's another one that you could Rise Above, that you can use to add into this, because those are all emotional release oils. So check the box when you own it. I want you to keep a log of all the emotional oils. Some of these I put on here, you're going to be like, that's an emotional oil, but it is. It is actually an emotional oil, like Australian Carunya. Maybe you didn't know about that one. Or Dragon Time. Did you know that's actually an emotional oil because it deals with the hormones? So the emotional oils are, and I went through all 300 oils that we have and pulled out every one for emotions. These are blends. So 3 Wise Men. These are just blends only, not looking at the singles. Acceptance, Aroma Life, Australian Blue, Australian Carunya, Awaken, Believe, Brain Power, Celebration, Christmas Spirit, Citrus Fresh, Clarity, Common Sense, Dragon Time, Dream Catcher, Energy, Endoflex, Envision, Excite, Forgiveness, Gary's Light, Gathering, Gentle Baby, Gratitude, Grounding, Harmony, Higher Unity, Highest Potential, Hope, Humility, Inner Child, Into the Future, Journey On, Juva Cleanse, which supports the liver and that impacts your emotions. Juva Flax, anything that starts with the Juvas for the liver. Lady Scleral, Longevity, Magnify Your Purpose, Melrose, Misters, Melrose was for emotions. Motivation, One Heart, Peace and Calming, Present Time, Release, Rutavala, Sarah, Sacred Mountain, Sclerescence, Seedlings Calm, definitely for emotions. Sensation, Shutran, Stress Away, Surrender, Transformation, Trauma Life, one of my favorite emotional oils. Valor, White Angelica, and Winter Nights. Winter Nights is also emotional blend. So build your personal wish list. Which 10 emotional oils do you want the most? Make a plan to get them on loyalty rewards. So do you see how we do? We kind of take everybody through all of the steps, starting with recognizing your emotions, learning to just get oils on your feet, get them in the diffuser, doing that little, 60-second self-release protocol that Gary had, learning VitaFlexing your feet, doing emotional release on somebody else, having somebody do one on you, reading books about emotional release, building your emotional release collection. And the neat thing is if you get a Zyto, or you can get a Zyto scan done, some of these oils that come up as emotional release oils, it'll tell you what your body wants. If you're not sure what your body wants and you've got some of these emotional oils, what I would recommend you do, if you want to start utilizing some of the other emotional oils you have that maybe weren't in the feelings kit, but you want to get good use of them so they're not just sitting on your shelf, is do the navel test before you do your emotional release. So pick 2 or 3 oils that smell real good to you, and just stand with both your feet about shoulder apart, shoulder length, take the oil and start probably a good, as far as your arm will reach out, holding the oil and bring it slowly closer to you until it's in line with your belly button. And as you're standing there, your body will either lean forward or it will lean backward or it'll stay neutral. So whichever one your body kind of leans forward, you'll actually feel it pull toward the oil. Make sure your feet are far enough apart so you don't fall over, but you'll feel it pull toward. It's crazy. We just did this for convention with all of my leaders here and they were like, what? But you'll feel the pull, so that's another way. If you don't have a Zyto or an Atovi, you can actually do the navel test on yourself and your body will tell you what it wants. So diffuser recipes, this is number 3. As a general rule, I don't like mixing blends. Because of that, I kept these 2 recipes a little more low key, but they're amazing. So emotional release in the diffuser, 4 drops of sacred frankincense, 2 drops of citrus fresh, and 2 drops of white light. That mix is amazing. Now, there's a bit of base note in it because of the sacred frankincense and some of the oils and white light. So if it's too basey, you can put some more citrus in there to kind of balance it out. But I love that mix. I love the deepness of it. Emotional balancing in the diffusers, 3 drops of lavender, 2 drops geranium, and 2 drops of melissa. You can even use the ink and melissa in the Finca Botanica collection, and that would work really well. So loyalty rewards ideas. These are just to put some ideas in your team's head. The feelings collection, obviously, add 1 more diffuser just to tackle the feelings. So you've got more than 1 diffuser. So if you're working at your desk, you don't have to unhook the one near your nightstand. And then I just go through some of the emotional oils that you can add on, everything from Lady Sclerol to Rutavala, Energy, White Light, some of the oils for the diffuser blends, maybe a USB diffuser or highest potential, One Heart. So the products that were mentioned in the class were the oils specifically from the feelings kit. So that's harmony, forgiveness, inner child, present time release, and valor. The reason I give you those checklists is then, say you're going to teach this class July 1st. You can tell everybody a week or 2 ahead of time, hey, when you're putting your ER orders and your loyalty rewards orders in for the month of June, make sure that you have this kit on your order so that you can participate in the class with us. So it's just a quick checklist without you having to read the whole class top down and know what we talk about. So part 6 of the 10 parts in the workbook is bonus training that's not included in the script book. So for this, we're going to talk about the 7th Heaven Protocol. Gary created another protocol, and I'm going to do an entire class on this one and tell you the why behind it. And it's called the 7th Heaven Protocol. It was designed to balance your state of mind and to balance your emotions through self-adjustment. So the biggest reason he made 7th Heaven was to help you to transition. So I told you guys, I'm having a hard time transitioning with my kiddos getting ready to leave. So this is a really, really good protocol for transitions like that. So what's in it is Sacred Mountain. You put that in the diffuser or on the brainstem. Inspiration, you apply on the crown of the head. So that's not the perfect top, but just slip back a little bit. Awaken, you apply in the forehead from right to left. It's always right to left, this way to this way, this way to this way. Gathering, you put on your temples. Humility, you put on your ears. I really like the tops of the ears. You got a lot of emotional VitaFlex points, but you can definitely pull it down to the lobe too. Dream Catcher, you spray on your pillow or put in the diffuser. And White Angelica, you create a shield around your entire body. So put it on your head, rub it in your hands, rub it on your shoulders, put it on your liver, put it on your heart, and kind of go all the way down to your toes with White Angelica. And that's the 7th Heaven Protocol. So you drop each of these oils, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 oils on different parts of your body. Again, it takes less than 60 seconds when you get fast at it, and that's to help you with transitioning. All right, number 7 is a DIY craft for the class. So I'm writing a 7th Heaven class right now where I give you all the science behind those oils and what they're doing. And that'll be in the 2nd script book when I get that one done. So a DIY craft for this class. Now I got a confession. I know that I've trained you guys not to use candles, especially soy candles, because they disrupt the endocrine system, but I still love candles. I really like them. There's one type of candle that I still enjoy burning in my home, and that's beeswax candles with no dye. So sometimes when I'm not in a good emotional state, having that flame in front of me is soothing, especially on anniversaries of people that I've lost, or after a really stressful day when my adult children are not making the best choices and I have to stand down and let them adult or face the consequences. Did you know that you can make your own candles with Young Living oils? There are 2 ways. So the first is to just do it like a pro. You're going to get beeswax, you'll melt it in a double boiler on your stove, you pour it into candle molds with wick string in them, and then you drop oils into the liquid beeswax after it's cooled slightly. The second way is a lot simpler. For that, you're going to either order a kit with everything inside of it, or you can order sheets of beeswax and you just put the wick in the beeswax and you roll the sheet. It's really easy. And then you can drop oils into the honeycomb of those sheets of beeswax before you do the rolling. So I do order strings specifically for making candles because it has a wax coating on it that makes it burn a little longer. So make sure you keep an eye on your ingredients because a lot of wicks will contain lead. So make sure you're getting organic stuff. So let's take a closer look. Method 1 is beeswax candles with Young Living oil. Now, first, you're going to pick a really good emotional oil, one that speaks very deeply to you. My personal favorite emotional oil of all time is Inner Child. And my second favorite is Forgiveness. I just love the smell of those oils. I'm so drawn to them. So for releasing, I prefer 3 Wise Men, Release, or Grounding. Sarah is also really good. Just smell them. Which one of those is soothing to you that you would like to have burning next to you when you're doing your work or you're in the kitchen? So you're going to order some beeswax. There's some on Amazon right now that looks just like this. It's by Sky Organics. You get organic undyed beeswax pretty readily on Amazon, but my first choice is always to contact your local beekeeper first. So there's yellow beeswax, you can get white beeswax, and there's plenty of really good organic companies there. Then I would get a mold that's made out of silicone. You don't want toxic molds, but silicone is safe to use. So here's a mold and it makes this shape of candle. And here's a mold and it makes this shape of candle. Actually, this one makes this one and this one makes this one. Looking sideways. So if I can make that a little bigger for you guys so you can see it. So this mold makes this little honeycomb, and then this mold makes this candle. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up a double boiler, and you put a couple of inches of water in a saucepan. So you just get a saucepan, put a couple inches of water in it, and then you take a metal bowl and you put it on top of the pan. And make sure there's no steam coming out from the sides where you could get burned. Make sure measure enough beeswax to fill in this mold. Put it in the bowl and you let it completely melt. So you're not putting it into the pan with the water, you're putting it in the bowl that's sitting on top of the pan. And you let it melt completely and then you pour it into the mold. Pro tip: clean your bowl, your metal bowl, really swiftly, because hardened beeswax is really a pain to get out of bowls. The best thing to do is just to heat it up again and let it melt. So a quick wipe down with a paper towel will save you stress later. Add 10 to 20 drops of essential oils into the beeswax once it's cooled slightly, and drop a wick into the center of the mold before it completely hardens. And you now have a Young Living candle made out of beeswax. So method number 2 is to grab your nearest 3-year-old, or any small person will do, because little people love these kinds of crafts, and make it an afternoon to remember. It's one for crafting. So for this type of candle, you're just rolling beeswax. No melting is required. Order a beeswax kit or sheets, drop essential oils into a honeycomb pattern, place a wick at the edge of the beeswax paper, and then roll it into a cylinder. And you can decorate it if you want. Many kits are available on Amazon for about $30. So this is a natural candle making kit. I'll zoom in again so you can see it, by Candleology. But you see these sheets? You just put the wick right in the center of it and you literally roll it around the wick. It's really easy. And just to give it to people, if you're giving it as gifts, you can tie some twine around it, or lace, or lavender, or sprigs of cinnamon and orange peels that are dried. And it looks really cool. It's a super neat gift to give to people as gifts. So that wraps up our DIYs. I had a lot of fun with that one, and I normally am not a big DIYer, but I really enjoyed that one. So number 8 out of 10 for our workbook. We're almost done. These are affirmations for the class. So how about pairing emotional affirmations with prayer and scripture for this chapter? A lot of Christians have a hard time with the word affirmation, but I really don't, because I like to eat the cherries and spit out the cherry pit, right? So the word affirmation doesn't scare me. It's just speaking words of life. It's biblical terminology. It was in scripture first. So number 1, I'm healthy in mind and spirit. So for that, you'll read Exodus 23:25. So I'm going to give you scripture and make you look it up, and I didn't type it in the book. But the prayer over yourself to speak, I'm healthy in mind and spirit, you say it out loud, you read the scripture. It's just one verse, so I don't have you reading chapters and chapters. And then the prayer is, I serve a mighty God that blesses me and will take away my sickness. He meets all my needs. I'm grateful that he knows my needs and that there is healing happening in my body. Affirmation number 2, God is healing me. So for this, you read Matthew 4:23. These are all affirmations having to do with emotions. You'll notice the theme here. God is healing me. So Matthew 4:23 and Isaiah 53:4-5. And then you just pray, Jesus healed every disease and affliction, and I believe that he will heal me too. Father, your word has become a part of me. It flows to every cell in my body, restoring and transforming my health. My immune system grows stronger every day, and my body grows stronger daily. I speak life to my immune system. Your word has become flesh, for you sent your word, your son, and you healed me. Affirmation number 3, I have a sound mind and my thoughts are under control. So for that, you read 2 Corinthians 10:5 and 2 Timothy 1:7. And then just pray. I banish all self-doubt from my mind as I embrace hope and my mighty God. He has given me a sound mind and a spirit filled with his power and love. I will not believe the lies of the enemy. I reject any negative thoughts because we demolish every argument or lie that sets itself up against God. Number 4, I am loved, valued, and a masterpiece. So for this, you read 1 John 4:19, 1 John 3:1, and Ephesians 2:10. And then just pray. What a powerful statement that I can say, I am a child of God, chosen before this world was created to do good works for God's kingdom. God, please continue to remind me and open my eyes to your deep love for me. No matter how much I struggle or what issues I'm working through, you are still perfecting me day by day. Thank goodness for your rich grace. You are love. And although I could never earn it, you pour it out in abundance to me. And then the last affirmation is God will protect my mind and give me the rest that I need. And these are all right out of scripture, guys. It's right out of the Bible. So look at Psalm 56:3 to validate that, and Psalm 4:8. And then my prayer for that is, as I lay down my head, I know that you can help me to rest deeply. I thank you, Abba, that you are my protector. You will protect my mind and my thoughts as I drift off to sleep. I put my trust in you, and I know that you will give me the sleep that I need to be energized for my day tomorrow. So number 9 is journaling. And this one's pretty deep for the oils and emotions class. I want you to think through some of the questions as you put your journal together, or just write what's on your mind. What oils have I used this day or week or month? What results did I see? Is there an oil story that I want to remember? Did I help someone this week? What did I do? I've done 3 raindrops this week, so I've seen pretty crazy things this week. Did I see a new idea with oils on social media or elsewhere that I'd like to try? What hit me from the class, and what do I want to learn more about? And what are my current oils goals? And then we give you some space to write that out. If you are following along, you now have your 9th letter for Oily Hangman. So every Thursday, I give you another letter for your Hangman game, and you're going to unlock a script that I am beta testing right now with a bunch of people on my team. So I don't have it ready for release yet. But when we get to script 25, I'll unlock it for all of my Hangman people. So the letter for this week is E, and if you want to find the Hangman letter boxes, they're in the back of the workbook. Then the last thing is just a brand partner corner. So, do you need a system for training this book and workbook into your team? So I would invite them to one of the 5 core 5 classes, whichever one hits them the most: oils, thieves, Ningxia, CBD, or the kids class. When they're in the class, did I give them a script book mini? Have they gotten Fearless or the game plan mini as part of my follow-up or in the class? Other classes that I've taught with them, and what's the class they want next. So make sure you're using those Diamond Rising deck cards to collect all the information that they're interested in, and then point them to one of the other 25 classes that you offer through teaching the game plan script book. And then there's even a place to invite people that have not come to your classes yet. So names of those I want to invite. You put their name down, you have their contact information, so phone, social media, or address, and then did you invite them 5 different times to a class? Usually if there's somebody that knows you, they're going to come sooner than 5 times of you asking. So I'm super excited to announce the next class. This one's coming up on Tuesday. I'm going to end the screen share in a moment, and I'm going to pick some winners for tonight for getting on with me. But we're going to be doing a whole hardcore class on gut health, and it is an amazing class. I had a lot of fun writing this one. So bone broth, herbs, Life 9, some good probiotics in the gut, garlic, veggies, onions. So the gut health class is setting the stage for Young Living Supplements is the very next class that I will teach on Tuesday. So I'm super excited, super excited for that one. And I pray that you guys show up and we're able to really have some good bonding time on how to heal the gut, because it's really the root of everything that we do, right? And you cannot use an oil to band-aid a lifestyle decision. If you were out there eating McDonald's 7 days a week, you are probably going to have gastrointestinal disturbances, right? So yeah, you can grab some peppermint for that digestive support, but the root of the issue is the stuff that you're eating. So I'm going to train you how to heal that, how to heal your gut. And a little background on me, I had brain bleeds and migraines that were debilitating. I was in the ER every single month, and I spent 10 days a month in bed, and had dead tissue on my brain because of my gut health. And I lived like that for 24 years. I'm 13 neurologists, 16 families of migraine medicine. And finally, I stumbled on a Russian neurologist who gave me a new thought that I hadn't thought about. And that was, if I heal my gut, I could heal my head. So after all those families of migraine medicines and all the stuff that we had tried to deal with the swelling and deal with the pain and all of that, I was able to heal my body by fixing my gut. The answer for me did not lie in modern medicine. It lied in gut health and gut damage. So it's something that I'm very, very kind of intense about, very passionate about, but it's something that means a lot to me, because it's been over 9 years since I've had a migraine headache, and I completely cured it with food. So I'm going to walk through the steps that I did to heal myself. And I hope that it really is just, it gives you good protocol and a good place to start. If you're at that place, like, I just can't live like this anymore. There's got to be something different about what I'm doing with my health, because how I am is not how I can stay forever. All right, let me pick 3 winners. Tonight, I'm going to give away 3 workbooks to people who are on that you can use to just bless your team. So Barbara Ann Pedraza, you are winner number 1. Angie Beckman, you're winner number 2. And guys, just keep typing to me. How about Janie Ruth Leek? You are winner number 3. So all 3 of you guys, just go ahead and email me at oilabilitywithsarah@gmail.com. And we will get those out to you guys. And I'm so grateful to you. Anna Daniel says, I called my sister and told her to listen. Yeah, people that have migraines really, really need to hear the story, because, you know, I have seen a lot of my friends healed of headaches and migraines by healing their gut lining. Lots of them. I mean, dozens at this point. So I believe very deeply that food is literally the best medicine. Like, it is the best thing that can happen to you guys, and what you put into your body matters so much. So I love you guys. I'm grateful that you got on tonight. We're going to spend the rest of the weekend loading the web pages and getting them ready for you guys. We do have the PowerPoint for the feelings class up. So you got access to that. The raindrop PowerPoint is up. The biblical oils PowerPoint is up. And we're going to keep putting more and more and more content on those pages. And when I have them totally finished, I'll put a link up and say, hey, you know, everything that I wanted to get on this page is live. And I'm hoping when we finish boot camp, I can shoot some DIY videos and time lapse them for you, so that you guys can use those for your classes. They're pretty fun. So have an amazing weekend. I love doing the feelings content with you guys. Embrace yourself for Tuesday as we jump into gut health, because it's a very powerful class and one that needs to be taught. People need to hear this stuff, because there's not a lot of people out there training that the root of sickness and disease is in how you're eating. It's just, and they're not training how to fix it. You know, people know if they go to McDonald's or they're getting, you know, processed food in the frozen section at Walmart, they're probably not eating good things to heal their gut lining, right? But they don't know how to get from where they are to a place where they really see true healing. So I'm going to talk through how to do that with you guys on Tuesday. So I love you. Thank you for getting on tonight. And I appreciate you guys, and I will see you on Tuesday. Thanks for joining me. Bye, guys.